evening. This is HMBN News. I'm Vivian, and tonight we have a special broadcast on the situation in Brazil. The Brazilian government has authorized the clearing of more of the Amazon jungle, an invaluable asset of fragile and endangered ecosystems, to plant more crops for biofuel production despite the protesting of various green groups. Let's hear what some concerned citizens have to say about this. Over to you, Vivian.
Hello, can I please have a moment of your time? Hi, yeah, sure. Okay, have you heard about how the production of biofuels has been and will further be affecting food prices? Yeah. How are you affected by this? The rush towards biofuels is threatening food production and the lives of billions of people. If we use agricultural land to grow fuel crops, we will have less food available. Therefore, obviously, by decreasing food supply, the food prices will increase. Increasing food prices is definitely not a good news for people. Yeah, it really isn't good news. What are your opinions on use of biofuels and the use of agricultural land to plant fuel crops? From my point of view, it's not fair. The food prices continue to rise rapidly. It seems like there is a competition between fuel prices and food prices. This direct relationship between growing biofuels and food prices affects my choices in what I can put on the table for my family and I. As the prices of fuels rise, the price of food follows it upward. It was just yesterday I read in the newspaper that by 2030 the world population will have increased to such an extent that a 50% rise in agricultural crops will be a consequence. Wow, that is really just, yeah. So thank you for your time. Now we'll head over to our reporter in Brazil. Hi, I'm here live in the Amazon with Hamashi from Greenpeace. She's picketing against further clearing of the Amazon jungle. How are you today, Hamashi?
Good, thanks.
So, what effects do biofuels have on the environment?
There are several effects on the environment. First is the deforestation of tropical rainforests, which causes a decrease in biodiversity, as many species can become endangered as a result of the loss of their habitat. Other effects such as burning of biomass and high use of fertilizers are detrimental to the environment. In addition, heavy machinery is used for the clearing of land and it creates high emissions of carbon dioxide to be released into the air. Biodiesel produced from oilseed rape can generate up to 70% more greenhouse gases than fossil fuel diesel. Ethanol made from corn can produce up to 50% more greenhouse gases than petrol.
Wow, those numbers are just, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Are biofuels actually making global warming worse?
Definitely, they do cause global warming. The destruction of tropical rainforests to manufacture biofuels generates huge amounts of carbon dioxide, and this leads to an increase in global warming. Deforestation has been calculated to account for about 18% of world greenhouse gas emissions. So growing biofuels should not be considered the answer, and they are definitely not a form of clean energy. Some of the biofuels are hopeless. The idea that you can cut down rainforests to actually grow biofuels seems profoundly foolish. How can that be the solution for our planet? Governments are telling the people they care about the issue of climate change and how so-called biofuels will be able to cut emissions and create less damage to the environment, but this decision was made too hastily and are not realistic.
So, from what you're saying, are biofuels actually not as environmentally friendly as everyone says they are?
Well, they do create less emissions of carbon dioxide than fossil fuels. The land cleared to make way for the production of biofuels is not environmentally friendly in any way. It was estimated that converting lowland tropical rainforests in Indonesia and in Malaysia to palm biodiesel would result in biofuel carbon debt of 600 tons of carbon dioxide that would take 86 years to repair. Also, biofuels made from industrial food crops can produce more emissions due to large use of fossil fuels in their production. So overall, there is no environmental merit that comes from the production of biofuels. We have to ask ourselves the question, is this the future of our world, creating fuels that will provide us with more trouble than we already have?
Oh, thanks for that, Himanshi. Good luck with your processing. Okay, back to you at HQ.
Okay, that was our reporter from Brazil. Now to our other reporter interviewing a prominent member of the biotechnology field, Dr. Dasgupta. Hello, Dr. Dasgupta. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
I've read your impressive credentials. You graduated from Harvard, right?
Oh, yes, that is correct.
Did you know that approximately 61% of the world's ethanol production is from sugar crops and the rest is from corn crops, which are part of the staple diet of billions of people in the world?
Yes, I'm aware of this fact. Currently, bioethanol is produced almost exclusively from either sucrose, such as sugarcane or beets, or from starchy feedstocks, principally corn.
Are there more efficient ways of producing biofuels without using precious food crops that can feed countless people?
As a matter of fact, there are. One of the main ways that I'm focusing my research on right now is the production of biofuels using lignocellulose.
What is this lignocellulose?
Well, lignocellulose is the bulk of plant material consisting primarily of lignin, cellulose, hemicellulose, and extractives. It comprises of more than 60% of plant biomass produced on Earth, and hence it is a potential resource for biofuel production.
Why should lignocellulose be used instead of food crops then?
Because large quantities of lignocellulosic waste produced through forestry and agricultural procedures and by other industries pose an environmental pollution problem since they are disposed of by biomass burning. And the vast quantities of this residual plant biomass, which are considered as waste, can be potentially converted to numerous different value-added products, including biofuels.
So it seems as though we're feeding cars instead of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the food crops that are actually to be consumed by people are instead being used to produce energy for vehicles.
Yeah. So what do you see for the future of biofuel production and the use? Yeah.
If the production of biofuels persists, then its production has to be based on lignocellulolytic feedstocks rather than food crops. This is mainly due to the fact that if food crops are continually used, less food will be available, resulting in an increase in food prices. Starchy feedstocks are a primary food source for humans and for feed for animals, and therefore their conversion to ethanol is not economical. It is evident that this is not at all beneficial for society. Instead, food waste products such as lignocellulose must be utilized for the production of biofuels. Technological developments emphasize the utilization of residual lignocellulosic materials to lower production costs of ethanol.
Yes, I'm sure we'd all like to see a sustainable and efficient biofuel being manufactured, which wouldn't cause economic instability. So thank you for that, Dr. Dasgupta.
Thank you.
And I'll hand the time back to Vivian at HQ. Thanks for that. This concludes our special report. Tune in to our 10 o'clock news for more updates. Good night.
Combined, I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. He's our powers magnified, and he's fighting